Ahoy, me mateys. Arr! It is I, the fisherman of the sea. Or am I just a tourist that's wearing a huge hat because I'm afraid of any sort of UV rays? You decide. It's the latter option. I am a tourist. I am, in fact, a major tourist. I am traveling from Prince Edward Island right now to Nova Scotia via their beautiful ferry system. You may ask, what are you doing on those islands? That's a great question. We've been traveling for a while. Oleg and I are on a road trip. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's rewind to the beginning of the trip. Oleg and I started with my 2014 Hyundai Accent, which recently just hit 100,000 miles. Can I get a hell yeah?
First time in Canada?
Not for me, I've been before. For him, yes.
All right, there you go.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. All right, woo! We had a loose plan, some designated campgrounds, and a dream to explore beautiful Canada. I'd been here before, and I have fond memories from my childhood, and I wanted to take my stunningly gorgeous husband to enjoy this land. After crossing the border, we spent some time outside of Quebec City, camped in the dense forests of New Brunswick. I got a lot of bug bites to prove it. Crossed the Confederation Bridge into PEI, and camped out at Cavendish National Park. And in stunning Prince Edward Island, we also hit our first bookstore, Kit Marlowe and Company. Unfortunately, they were closed, but Victoria by the Sea, you have my heart. Next time I'm there, I'm coming for you. So we spent some time in Prince Edward Island, which ended up being perfect. I wish we had a little bit more time, but time is a ticking, baby. We gotta work with the clock. But we were able to see some pretty fantastic bookstores there. So that can only mean one thing. We are going to Charlottetown, baby. Charlottetown is the capital and the largest city of PEI. And I just want to say something. I know that Anne of Green Gables is not in Charlottetown, and it was right near Cavendish. I've been there before, okay? I went there as a kid, and I didn't have time to go again. So I just want to let that be said for all the book lovers out there. But we're here for books, okay? And the first bookstore we are visiting is the Bookman. Oh, if you know me, you know this is a place I could be buried in. A used, curated, and perfectly worn-in type of bookstore. According to their website, the Bookman has been in business as a new, used, and rare bookstore in some incarnation since the early 1970s. It began life in a 3-room house. It was PEI's first used bookstore and one of the island's first 2 bookstores. Now they cater to all sorts of book lovers. And I'm sorry, do you see that flawless version of Travels with Charlie by John Steinbeck? Oleg just randomly picked this up, not knowing that I love Steinbeck, that I'm currently reading Steinbeck, that he's my true amour. Oleg, I love you too, okay? They had a great Penguins Classic Editions section, and their Canadian fiction was impressive, beautiful. You want to get lost here, truly. It's a quaint little store, but it packs a punch. Really charming, and exactly what you want out of a used bookstore. The Book Emporium. Book Emporium. Possibly the best lighting of any bookstore I've ever been in. So bright, so light, no squinting required here. The Book Emporium has been around since 1991 and specializes in used books of various genres. Oleg and I got stuck in the Western/map section and seemed to only want to continue to be lost in there. We were flipping and enjoying and having a grand old time in that corner. But what a fun space. Lots to choose from, and I imagine you could find exactly what you wanted in these shelves. And the Bookman and the Book Emporium are right next to each other. Just hop, skip, and jump on over, and you're having a whole festive day of books.
That's it.
And would you believe it if I told you that the bookmark is across the street from the Book Emporium. Ah, you got a little triangle of words. I love it. And Charlottetown has mastered the layout of bookstores. Truly, fight me on it. I'll win. I believe Bookmark has 3 locations, the original being Charlottetown, opening in 1972, the second in Halifax in 1989, and the third recently opening in 2023 in Fredericton. I think what I was most impressed about with the Bookmark is their selection of local books and authors. They really highlighted the importance of showcasing talent from the surrounding area. There are obviously other goodies to behold at Bookmark, but their main focus is books, and they have established a truly beautiful and heartfelt collection and really impressive emphasis on local talent.
Beautiful.
And now, we are making our way into Nova frickin' Scotia. Yeah. Look at that. A bookstore within a national park. My 2 passions in one. Somebody knows me here. Somebody's setting me up, I think. This was fun. I think I appreciated this selection more that I've reviewed the footage and really taken in some of the titles and covers. You'll see what I mean in a little bit if you pay attention closely. This is very particular to the culture of the area and its inhabitants and history. I also didn't realize Alexander Graham Bell lived in Nova Scotia. There's actually a historic site for him along the Cape Breton Highlands Cabot Trail. I'm a silly girl, but I'm learning through books. And that is the significance of this store. Books for learning. And as Oleg and I soon learned, we would love the Cape Breton Highlands.
Well, it's actually fun to drive.
It's making me sick.
Imagine if they did like straight shot.
Oh my god. I'm gonna vomit.
If they didn't do the winding. If they did the straight shot here, might as well put the elevator.
After 2 perfect days in the Highlands, we had to unfortunately depart to head to our next destination. But along the way, we found another goodie on the road. I'm gonna be honest, I am obsessed with the signage for Nice Nails. I love it, and if I had a nail shop, I would steal everything about that signage and name. I'm taking it. You heard it here first. Thankfully, I'll never own a nail shop, so you don't have to worry about any sort of stealing happening, but I love that. Anyway, we had a little pit stop in the lovely town of Antigonish.
Taking this book. I know, that's what I'm saying.
And of course, we made ourselves familiar with its bookstore. Located in a mall-type area, the Curious Cat offers the most sweeping space and so many lovely books to choose from. Local wares to more international books, specific genres, and of course, they do sell a large selection of tea. There's also a bathroom in the mall, or should I call it a washroom?
Yeah. All fresh of this.
God, don't look at my horrible shoe choice. Fortunately, a bad shoe choice can't take away from the genius of this store. Oh my gosh! I love a dog. Are you kidding me? Hi! Wow. I was blown away by Steeple Green Books. I had Googled nearby bookstores and this popped up, and thank you Google, you finally got it right. Not only is there a dog, Frank, here, but there is the most stunning kitty I've ever seen. I want to be reincarnated as that diva. Yes, give it to me. Steeple Green Books is located right outside of Halifax and has to be one of the most unique settings for a bookstore that I have ever seen. If you couldn't tell, it's a former church. And that architecture has added to the charm of a perfectly considered space. I also couldn't believe how well priced the books were. I ended up finally buying Annie John by Jamaica Kincaid because the pricing was amazing. Also, I feel like the owner went through my brain and specifically chose books I would read. I loved this selection. I was so impressed by Steeple Green Books, and I consider this a must-see if you are around the area. Honestly, impressive. So neat to see what people are doing with spaces. I love this. Hands down, one of my favorite bookstores of the trip.
Go.
After a beautiful night of car camping and a gorgeous Tim Hortons refuel, we continued our journey. This time, we were heading to get our shots of one of the landmarks of Atlantic Canada, Peggy's Cove Lighthouse.
Very hard.
And onward we went to the last major destination of our trip, Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. Oh, Lunenburg, Lunenburg. When people used to ask what my favorite place in the world was, I used to, without hesitation, say Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. I came here about 20 years ago with my family, and to come here again reaffirms how much love and appreciation I have for this perfect town. Brightly colored houses, home of the bottlenose, or the boat on the Canadian 10-cent coin, and such wonderful people. It was a joy to see that not much seemed to change since I had last come. Oleg and I even stayed at the same campground from all those years ago.
Oleg, thoughts?
Good.
That's all I need to hear. Oh.
That's where we're going.
I am so happy to report that though Lunenburg be small, it is mighty. Lunenburg is home to not one, not two, but 3 fantastic bookstores. First on the list, Lunenburg Bound. Kind of a fun play on words. This bookstore is a family-run establishment that prides itself on diverse, all-encompassing reads. You just peruse for a little bit and you can just see how wide-reaching their selection is. I also want to say that while looking at their website, they mentioned how much they've donated to organizations. It's quite an impressive amount. They've donated to such places as Lunenburg Food Bank, the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society, and the Second Story Women's Center. It really establishes the power of community through bookstores and just how important these places can be. Always support your local bookstore. this is a testament to that.
So cool. I know. I love that.
I love to see the origins of these spaces, and I was elated to find that according to their website, this was formed by Joe Treggiari, a best-selling and award-winning young adult author, and Anne-Marie Shepard, a former lawyer and hobby illustrator. Also, the building is a historic site named for the wooden blocks or pulleys crafted for Lunenburg's sailing ships. How much fun to see the inspiration behind this place. Again, the emphasis on local talent is so apparent in these stores, and I really think it's wonderful to see both the preservation of individual talent and the building and land the bookstore inhabits.
Oleg, thoughts?
Incredible.
I don't know if it's closed.
Close for what? I'm just close to this.
I don't think I could have written a better last bookstore tale. I'd scoped out these 3 bookstores, and one had strange hours, opening at 5 p.m. and staying open towards the latter end of the night. Majority of Lunenburg closes at 5 p.m., so I thought the hours might have been lying to me. I waited for the rest of the town to close, and sure enough, when I arrived at Elizabeth's Books, it was dormant. Lights off, and nearly 7 p.m. I thought the shop was closed for good, a mishap of my planning in a store that I would never be able to see. But then, as we were about to leave, something magical happened.
Hi, hello. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The owner, who we would later find out is a Mr. Chris Webb, journeyed in and opened doors. I don't think I can really define this space. It's a character-forward haven for books that traverse genres and tales. It also carries VHS and DVDs and a cheeky layout of the store invites you to explore it all. But what really makes this shop special is the owner, Chris Webb. Oleg and I shared a conversation with this fascinating, well-traveled, and beyond interesting man well into the night after other patrons had left. It makes you realize how important stories are. Elizabeth's Books is both an homage to a woman Webb respected and admired, and after listening to his stories, it's a dedication to the power of storytelling. And when I asked him about those crazy hours, he said he opens and closes when it's necessary, sometimes staying with the last customer until 1 or 2 in the morning, or whenever he's needed until. I couldn't have saved a better store for last. Thank you so much to everyone in Canada for making our visit so special. You're wonderful. You're fabulous. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next one.